Alright, we're starting now. Tell me what happened in the last games. It's 2016.
Only positive things.
I became
For me.
sheriff.
We all invested in crypto.
Yeah, I specifically
That is true.
found Bitcoin.
We all bought thousands of bitcoins.
I bought Tesla at the beginning.
Yeah.
When Elon Musk
I'm not
started
happy
posting
about
things
it.
about like
But
I'll
flamethrowers,
still
I was
sell.
like, that
Make
guy's
a
not very
profit.
cool though, actually, and people didn't like me for it, but I'll be right in a little bit. I had an affair, well, not an affair, but a fling with another not Delta Green agent, but an agent of sorts who ended up being maybe a insect, but I don't know for sure. Maybe working for them, but that's haunting me. My father has a hole. He's taking care of the boy. I burnt a money man. That was Toby.
I ran into a fire to save some of my neighbors, and I saw the man I believed to be the devil again.
Bought something in a cave.
My little brother's growing up great. He's gonna be an artist someday. He's gonna pop off, as the kids say. And then I joined, or helped, the Outlaws, aka other Delta Green members who work outside Delta Green, even further outside the law, to take down a bunch of Russians and some tree people. They all died though. They all exploded. Some of them willingly.
My mission went pretty well, actually.
Someone got uncircumcised. I
I
can't
found-
remember who, but
Who did get uncircumcised?
It was other Delta Green NPCs.
I thought one of us ate the cake. It wasn't me. I think it was
No.
one of you two. Ah, that's a shame.
Because you didn't know how to explain that to your wife.
Don't have to explain it.
I remember mine. I found
That was me. Yeah, that was what it was. I refused
those children
to.
in the basement, and then what that guy thought it was him.
Toby, you have anxiety now. That's your new disorder.
General anxiety
Why do I have a
disorder.
new disorder?
Because you went below your breaking point.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right.
So you get paranoia and anxiety. Adam, what's your disorder?
PTSD related to fire.
And Morgan?
PTSD related to fire.
Yeah.
PTSD related to water.
Down.
Air.
Air.
Earth.
He's collecting them all.
All the elements.
You're an alcoholic. That was it.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I'm an alcoholic.
You're an alcoholic and you still have that previous disorder with your crucifix.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sleeping disorder and intermittent explosive disorder.
Yep.
Where's
if I
this?
lose
Oh.
2+ sanity, I go into a rage.
Yep. Attacking whatever is in
Can I
front
steal that pencil?
of you. It's out of proportion to whatever real or perceived threat there is.
Yep. I was also shot 12 times and lived.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Yeah.
interesting.
I also had a child after that fact.
Maybe a demon child.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't think so. Not such thing.
Baby Frank married Charlotte. Chasing people down. Jeremy graduated. Charlotte had cancer. Jeremy breaks his fingers in a car crash. Been moving drugs. Wife's cancer's in remission. Frank is 6. Have a close call shooting a kid. Wife's cancer by 2016 is gone. Frank is 8 years old. He's in 2nd grade. And that's when I left to DC.
Let's see. Okay, you get 3 D4s of sanity back.
3d4? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Just him?
I'm going through everyone.
3. 3. 1.
Right. But
Damn.
2 threes is pretty good.
That's average. 7 sanity. Which puts me at 34.
Beautiful.
You get 2 sanity. You get 2 D4s back out.
2d4?
Uh-huh.
I think I earned more than that.
You didn't.
I
Not
don't
according to
know.
my tally.
Oh. You're wrong. 4. 2. 6.
Probably get like 74s, I think.
Oh, I don't think I updated my breaking point from last time.
It was your
We don't
current-
change our breaking point, right?
No, it was your current sanity minus your power, the fifth of your power thing.
Minus willpower.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't update it from the last number.
So current sanity minus willpower.
I've got a healthy distance for my breaking point.
But everyone should have already calculated it.
I hadn't, because
I
my
did
breaking
mine.
point was still well above my sanity point. But yeah, I updated it now.
Toby, you get back 1d4.
If mine
No, I'm sorry, 2d4. I forgot something. 2d4.
my breaking point's 48, and I got to 48 last time.
Uh-huh.
So that means I met my breaking point, or did
Yeah,
I make it
that's
below?
That's how it feels.
Oh, okay.
So
You mean
yeah,
this is how
you
it
get another
feels.
thing.
I got 2d4. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, I have 48, and my breaking point's 48. So
Don't pretend.
I did better than you.
No, you didn't. Did you run into a
But
burning
you have
building to
depression.
save a family?
okay.
I convinced my wife to
And
do
recalculate
therapy.
your breaking.
I was that
Based on my
life.
new sanity.
You were a raging bitch.
And then, not as much.
So you
Can our
got
bonds
on
improve
drugs.
Yes,
Yeah, well,
that's
okay.
how that
I'm
works.
doing Morgan's.
Drug addict, you.
You
How I
call
read
anyone on who's bipolar, who's on meds,
Can
a
I borrow
drug
your
addict.
pencil, please? Thank you.
You elemental drug addict, just taking pure lithium.
You were a very supportive husband.
I was trying to be.
Yeah, you were very patient.
Alright,
Morgan, you
2d4.
get back 2. 2d4.
Okie dokie.
God damn it. Give me your pencil.
Here you go.
Fucking pencil. Some bullshit.
All I can say, Toby, is
Four.
ball don't lie. We rolled the
2.
same amount of dice, but I got twice the sanity.
I'm not speaking for the rest of this campaign.
Tim, you can increase. So your bonds were Charlotte, your brother, and your partners, right?
Yep.
You can increase all of those by 2.
Okay. My highest bond is still 7.
Mine's 14.
Lucky you.
2 of mine. 14.
One of mine is at 7.
Is that your family?
That's my detective partners.
Oh.
My
Yeah, you don't
brother
need 'em.
is at 4 somehow, and my girlfriend, now wife, is at 6.
Damn. What? And he gets sanity back?
He needs
My,
it.
my bonds started low.
Okay.
They all started at like 8.
Alright, fine.
Adam,
Mhm.
you get 2 points back with the Boy Scouts.
Okay.
You get. I think you're neutral on your family. Yeah, you're neutral on your family because you ended off with your daughters hate you right now because you beat up their boyfriends who were over 18.
I did do that.
Yeah.
It's still good parenting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was your other bond?
Deputy, deputy porter.
Your deputies. With those, you get back 2 points. Toby,
Uh-huh.
let's see.
Minus 5?
You
all
get-
of them?
No, you get back 1 point with your wife.
Wow.
You get
So that's just family.
with your
Okay.
family. You lose 1 point from your partner. You didn't go along with this plan to do entrapment
A crime.
of retarded people.
I'm sorry I played it so hard.
Morgan Gilbert graped it and we weren't ready for it.
But you get 2 for your painting.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
I like painting cats. Little kitty cats.
Morgan, you supported your father's hole. You get 2 points.
Something.
Did she? She wouldn't let us go,
She
man.
was supportive. You protected Oliver.
To be fair, if I had a family member that was making like
thousands and thousands of dollars off just a hole in their backyard, I would not tell them to stop.
I did tell him to stop in some ways.
And that's also fair because you have knowledge of the supernatural. He doesn't, like, why would he ever stop this? It's been the best thing in his life. Other than his daughter.
I protected Oliver.
Yep, 2 points for him. And then nothing for your friends.
For Patty.
and
What about my not boyfriend, Sean?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's... lose 1 point.
Okay.
Because it's slowly degrading, because you don't even talk to them.
I think about him at night. When I'm sad.
You're dating someone else now, though.
Yeah.
Some guy. Let me tell you all your ages now. Morgan, you are 44. Toby, you are 48 years old.
Old ass.
Old. Just kidding. That's like not even that old.
48.
Adam, you are 39.
You could be a father though.
Downey, how old were you?
Oh, wait, you are.
I was young.
You're 21?
24 or
Ah.
something. Yeah, 24. And Tim, you are 40.
All
Look at
right.
these
You gotta remember, I was just like a fucking sheriff's deputy.
babies.
You guys were all in the FBI. I was just like...
I was a detective.
Did you know that Tim doesn't like vegetables?
What?
Any vegetable?
Mm-mm.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't like vegetables.
I don't think this is true.
What's the next part of the joke?
What is
Well, I was
happening?
just making a joke because the jalapenos.
Oh, I just don't like jalapenos.
Oregon.
You all might like that.
Oh, God. So, it's been 15 years since the Cornucopia House raid and all the fun stuff that happened there. Just gonna real quick. Look, you got 2.
I'm not
You're gonna get
He's-
more.
He's gonna go back.
Just take several out in one hand.
You want me to eat carrots
It's
like
right-
this is a movie?
Actually, take the bag and just put it on your fucking
Or
lap.
put it in a bowl.
Yeah, it's right
I didn't get the fucking pretzels! God!
there. You don't need it right next to the mic.
That's where they were!
Calm down.
Fuck you! Don't edit this out.
I have to. Every fucking little thing now.
We're just gonna start telling
people's
secrets
names and
about
addresses.
you sporadically throughout the recording so that you have to edit it.
I'm gonna play copyright protected music.
I did get copyright striked on one of the videos.
Hey,
For what?
dude.
A song I played.
I don't remember any songs playing.
Yeah, it caught it. Okay. It's been 15 years. You've all had different things happen in your lives. Some of you had children. Some of you had crazy wives. It's been 15 years. You're all part of Delta Green, the program, and you were all called to Baltimore. No, I'm sorry. You were called to Washington, D.C. to go to a meeting, Delta Green meeting. You know the deal. Not expecting much. But first, Deputy Jake Blevins, now Sheriff Jake Blevins, and Detective Thomas Thompson encountered each other in the conference room. Walking in, the door shut quietly behind them. Shortly after that, Toby, what was your name? Frank Campbell.
Yep.
FBI agent Frank Campbell and FBI agent Morraine Moss, a.k.a. Diane, arrived in an elevator, surprised to see each other, and they came into the conference room where Blevins and Thompson were already sitting. So far, Thompson and Blevins have not said anything to each other. They just sat down. But we'll start off from you guys entering the room as well. Toby and Morgan.
I'm gonna look around and be like, well, boys, we meet again. Just kidding, I don't do that. But I say, wow, it's been a long time.
Is this another one of your flukes?
No, I was called here. I have no idea why we're here.
Well, right now it's 6:45 in the morning.
What's
Did someone at least bring coffee?
I'm assuming it's a hotel. I would
No,
assume.
this is
it not?
Nope. This is the 5th floor of a nondescript DC office complex.
No.
The floor was empty. The conference room houses A plastic table, rolling chairs, and a flat screen TV. It's not even carpeted.
Are we about to get black bagged?
Listen, guys, sometimes they call multiple agents together to take
The
care
same
of
ones that were on an unofficial mission together?
Maybe.
Do they know about that yet? Have we talked to them about that?
I would assume they know about it if we're all here together.
That's
I haven't
why I'm
talked about
asking.
it.
I go look at the TV, like try to turn it on.
You can turn it on.
I'll turn it
It's
on.
TV.
That's it? Okay.
There's nothing else in the room.
Jigsaw
No.
thing starts playing.
Whiteboard. That's it. Huh?
Can I
The jigsaw thing starts playing.
open the door again, or are we locked?
Oh, you can open it.
I open the door and I look around.
It's empty floor completely.
I don't know if there's anything else to search. I gotta look around.
I read my however I was called here again, or it was a phone call, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so I don't have like a text or an email.
I just look at my watch and like, well, I'll give them another 15 minutes or so. Otherwise, I'm leaving.
I'm gonna stay here. I don't want somebody to show up at my house in the middle of the fucking night.
It's true.
Well, then might as well take a seat.
Yeah, you all take a seat.
Anything new in your lives? By the way, I'm Morraine, I guess, since I never gave you my name before. I feel like I should have. I met this kind gentleman at an airport on 9/11. There's a whole.
I saved your life.
He kind of did. He kind of did.
Listen, I've come a long way.
I'm proud of you.
I don't fucking need that.
That's
from you.
great.
I'm not asking
I'm
you.
really happy for you.
Fuck you.
The face looks better.
Yeah, it should. Do you think I'd be happy to see any of you?
Well, you joined Delta Green.
I can't tell. You got your facial
Why'd you
expressions
join-
are-
It's
They're not the
just
same.
first of all, it's just like the top part. You can see my whole mouth.
I still can't tell.
Why would you join Delta Green after that if you didn't want to help?
Because it doesn't leave. It doesn't stop. You can fight it, or you can just sit around until you kill yourself.
Well,
You can tell her about the circumcision cookie.
I could have been
Yeah.
uncircumcised.
The good side of Delta Green. Doing the Lord's work. A Lord.
Well, I won't go into the details, but I think you three in specific will appreciate what I've done over the last couple of years.
In
What
what
was that?
way?
Well, let's just say that the man behind the house, the orphanage,
Mm-hmm.
he's no longer walking around alive.
Well, that's great.
That's something.
I really, you know what? The more people out of the way that had to do with that, the better. But I'm really worried what this is about.
Well, there's more out there.
Who did you? Okay.
There's more out there, but
I didn't text anyone. I just texted him.
at least I got a good chunk of them.
Listen, I understand your animosity, but that was years ago, and I know it's fine to still be angry, but you have to realize now if you've been a Delta Green agent that things go sideways sometimes.
That wasn't a Delta Green mission.
To me it was, until I found out it wasn't. You have to understand, I went with
been
information.
on Delta Green missions. I've been
Okay.
on several.
We don't have to talk about it. I'm just
we
saying.
don't.
Okay.
He wouldn't be happy to see you guys.
I forget, what exactly did I find out about Gary?
He went missing.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, there was like in his file that said there was evidence that he killed himself, and it related and like it said referred to evidence like B for B like 1B for like the evidence for it, and then you looked through the file and there was no evidence 1B. It was just in there that he killed himself.
So like maybe he didn't, maybe he put that there.
I'll relate that to all you guys. You know, I looked into Gary because he seems to have been a common factor for all of us as well, and according to the FBI's files, he appears to have killed himself.
So
But there was no evidence of this.
The first year we met up was what, 1998?
Who?
Us.
You all met each other in 2001.
Oh, was it 2001? Okay. Yeah. So it's been 15 years.
Mhm.
Okay. It's been 15 years since I even heard of Gary.
I wanted to know more about what brought us all together. So I tried looking into it, and that was about as far as I got. Unfortunately.
Good to hear.
Good
Someone
to
did.
hear.
So at least someone looked into it.
Oh, okay. Gary, fuck Gary.
It wasn't really listed at the local paper. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
You're being
That's your
so antagonistic.
investigative.
I mean, he's got good
He doesn't like you.
He doesn't like you guys.
Yeah.
We're all friends.
Why did
We are not friends. We haven't seen each other. We've met each other once 15 years
For
ago.
like 3 days.
For
and it was
3 days,
horrifying.
and it was the worst 3 days of my life.
Yeah.
Like you're acting like we're old party members, and we're not.
Yeah.
I am upset that I'm seeing you.
Well, you shouldn't have joined Delta.
Yeah, then why did you join Delta?
Because again, you either fight it or
My
you
eyes
fucking kill
already
yourself
fucked up.
like Gary.
We don't know that he killed himself.
That would make sense.
Oh, development. I pull out a candy box of cigarettes, and not real cigarettes, and I say, I'm trying to quit.
Jake pulls out a real cigarette.
Just blows it in his face.
He like tosses him. Here.
Payback.
That's fair enough.
You immediately light
Yeah,
it
just
up.
immediately light it up.
Without hesitation. Like,
Oh, feels good.
God. My partner only smokes. Jesus fucking Christ. My partner can't fucking talk.
You Swede.
My Fernicky.
It's all coming out now. I'm on to you. I'm heavily suspicious of this man now.
Yeah. And after that, the room gets kind of quiet for a bit. And then the door opens.
Is it Gary?
Inside walks a middle-aged man wearing a suit. It would be really nice if it looks like he hadn't slept in it. He's carrying a plastic water bottle that's full to the brim with cold brew coffee. He doesn't greet any of you. He comes in, sits at the end of the conference room table, grabs the remote, and turns on the TV again. It's currently muted. And he just sits there and looks at the TV.
Hello.
He turns and looks at you guys. Can anyone tell me why we're here?
Fucking no.
You called us here.
I guess.
We don't know that.
Or someone called us here.
Yeah.
The news, you can see that it changed the headline. It says, 56 bodies found at site of Maryland youth home.
We didn't kill 56 people. Oh.
Wow. He was about to ask,
Sorry,
were
this
you
is me.
here?
This is me, like, as a Morgan saying that.
That's not, okay.
It wasn't
Ah, good.
Morraine. It
It's
was,
like, it was.
no, it
We-
was me as Morgan being like, we didn't kill 56
This was going to be a prolonged, multi-day investigation and interrogation. Morgan just gave it up.
No.
Yeah.
We only killed 50 people.
I'll explain why I'm here. I'm here because 10 days ago, some Florida shut-in ends up dead in a trailer, half-eaten by swamp vermin, and the intrepid first responder somehow finds a bloody slip of paper containing all of your names and that address, and he points at the TV.
Huh.
I don't know how that happened.
I didn't put my bloody
So,
name on
hold
a
on.
piece of paper.
Here's what we're going to do here. And he goes behind the TV, and he pulls out a little recording device. First of all,
Yeah.
We would have checked.
you didn't check the...
We
We
would
looked-
not
I
check
said-
the TV for
Can
a
we
recording
stop
device.
with the,
Okay.
like, I would have done this helpful thing.
I did look at the TV and, like,
I
turn
said
it
I
on.
said-
Turn on the TV. If you say, I turn on the TV, I don't expect you, okay, I'm going to check behind and see what's hidden.
How small is it?
It doesn't matter. Anyway,
It's massive.
Well, we didn't say really anything in the meeting.
7 days ago, a Florida deputy called Maryland State Police and Social Services asking about you all by name. 3 days ago, a Maryland State Trooper drove to the site of the defunct children's home. It had piqued her interest because she drives by that site often and never saw a children's home. The children's home is long gone. A storage facility stands there now, adjacent to a Maryland prison. The state trooper found a dead woman nailed to a storage facility door with screwdrivers with her head smashed open and a dog chewing on an old skull. 2 days ago, intelligence analysts with the program noticed you were flagged by name in the death investigations in Florida and Maryland. Yesterday, the director called me with instructions. Keep your name out of the report in the news, and we need to figure out what exactly happened, what you have to do with this location, and to determine what threat this poses to the program. So, first, question 1, what the hell happened? Question 2, now that every news outlet, politician, law enforcement agency is braying for blood, why the fuck shouldn't I just feed you to them? And question 3, whatever happened, why would you be so stupid as not to not bring it up when you were read into the program? Go ahead. Tell me the story.
So, out of character, I thought we followed up with them?
Yeah.
Whatever.
We
did.
followed up with your contact, and she was like, never call me again, you don't know me.
Right.
Fuck off.
Okay.
That's
And
what
she
happened.
said she told.
She didn't tell anybody.
She said
Most
she
likely.
told. No, she said she told Delta Green, and they weren't.
But
getting
she's a
into it.
liar.
Right, and she told you that this wasn't actually a Delta Green operation. She
Yeah.
lied to you.
Yeah.
Well, one,
So
if you feed us to the wolves,
Well, here's the thing here. You can tell he's pretty angry. I see this going one of 3 ways. 1, you run. I expect you know better than to try that. 2, you lie. At that point, you become a threat to the program. Depending on how much a threat, that depends on what the outcome is. I expect you do not want that. And 3, you make it right. Tell the truth. Help us shape the narrative. Help us shape the conspiracy to cover this up and be useful assets in pursuit.
Have
of
we
the
not been
program's
useful
goals.
assets? I feel like our years of service. I'm assuming these gentlemen have also provided years of service.
There is a reason why you are still alive. This is your chance to help make it right. You have been very useful to the program.
when we were told about the mission, we thought it was an official Delta Green mission.
Start from the beginning. Tell me all that happened.
I was called.
Diane.
I was called as Agent Diane by an agent who knew my name. Went to a gas station, was given a folder. The folder contained information about this orphanage, what was going on there. And I'm telling you, if you saw the folder, you would believe that this was a real mission. I questioned her on how she was giving me this mission because at that time, an agent of her type would not give me a mission, but she said that's just the way it was. To be fair, with Delta Green being so
Nobody knew what the fuck we were doing back in the day.
That's true.
So she gave me this mission and said I was meeting 3 new potential agents to help me with this. So I went about, met these gentlemen, gave them my agent name. We went to this orphanage, found atrocities.
Shit went very, very sideways.
How so?
We weren't prepared. We had been on... All of us had contact with an agent that went by the name Gary. But we just weren't ready for this. And when we went in, we acted like fucking amateurs. And in one way or another, all of us got very, very hurt.
And I will say I take responsibility for the preparation. I should have been better. It was my responsibility. These 3 gentlemen did the best that they could in the situation that they were given. I was the one who should have known the rules best. They were just being introduced.
Now, a question for you. The woman, who was it that died?
We'll get there.
She worked for the program?
No, she was not Delta Green.
Okay. I was thinking it might have been Alice.
No, she. He looks through. He has a laptop with him. Carrie Houghton.
Oh. That's the name. That's the social worker.
lady.
That's the social worker we talked to.
It's a social worker.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we talked to her about the orphanage, it was like she couldn't speak. She was terrified.
Clearly had some idea what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But that orphanage, they were doing. It was more than just the usual man.
There was some
Atrocities.
witch there.
Was there There was supernatural.
Yes.
Okay. And she did have. So she was doing something to this Carrie Houghton.
It was almost as if she had a compulsion over her.
When we
She
went through
couldn't
the
speak.
records, the same phrase about the conditions there was listed for every single
over
log.
multiple
Over
social
years.
workers,
Mhm.
multiple reports,
Okay.
and
The-
the videos, the pictures of the kids.
So what were they doing to the kids? It was.
There were shadows and beings around the kids. Obviously, the rape,
the pictures
abuse,
showed.
but also supernatural. Something supernatural was going on with these kids.
It looked like almost like the melding of like flesh.
Okay. So there's a cult.
And there was
aspect to
there was
this.
there was a network. They were selling these
Okay.
videos and pictures
Okay.
to other people.
They were selling the supernatural pictures.
No, pictures of the children.
So
Well,
they're making
yeah.
other
CP.
so non-supernatural child porn.
I'm trying to
As
explain.
far as I know.
I'm trying to explain also the folder. When you opened the folder and saw those pictures, it did something to you in a way that it made you knew something else was going on. It wasn't just that there was something different about those. That's hard to explain.
I see. Okay, so you went. You raided the place.
Yes,
You killed.
all of the adults.
Okay,
It was 5-ish people.
there were 4.
4.
Okay,
That's 5-ish.
there were 4. And do you give them the descriptions of what they look like and stuff?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. You killed them. Then what?
We dumped their bodies.
We got the children out.
You got the children. Where'd you take the children?
We left them
We brought them all out in the yard and then we contacted the authorities.
and we left. We left before they came.
Okay.
An anonymous tip.
You called. Okay. You disposed of. What did you leave there? Did you leave cult activity there? The supernatural stuff? Did you leave the child porn stuff?
We cleared out, if I remember correctly, we cleared out all the supernatural stuff and left a lot of the CP stuff.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We left evidence of what they had done, but nothing pointing to the supernatural.
Okay. Alright, so you took the bodies with you.
Yes.
Okay, where'd you drop them?
In a river.
Okay. And you give them the
Oh,
actual
didn't we
river?
burn them?
No.
Actually, no, we put them in
You
a river.
sucked
We burned the
Yeah.
evidence.
Yeah,
We sunk them to the bottom of a river.
I tell them which one.
You tell them. Okay, and then alright. And when you were on this mission that wasn't really a mission, you said this was an Agent Clove?
Yes.
Okay. Did anyone else know you were doing this?
No.
Have you told anyone else since then?
No.
No.
Okay.
I did contact Agent Clove as she instructed at the end,
Uh-huh.
and she told me to never contact her again.
Mhm.
And that basically told me that this wasn't.
She also told you to kill all the children.
Yeah, I'm.
Just if you want to tell him that or not, it's up to you.
I don't know if I want to tell him that. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter now,
Yeah.
but
And make that other agent look worse, but other than that,
Yeah, that's not.
Doesn't
I mean,
really
we
do
couldn't
anything.
kill him.
Well, it's been 15 years. So all those kids, if any lived, are roughly 26.
Yeah, what were the age ranges for the children?
I thought
Yes.
there was some like.
They went from like
13
2 to 12.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very young to.
So there's some that are
Preteen.
like young adults now, like
And there's some that
30.
are like 26.
It's been 15,
no, not 30, but yeah,
If
like
they
26, yeah.
26 to like 17-ish.
Yeah. All at least young adults. So.
We didn't follow up with any of the kids, obviously, after this all happened.
Right.
There was one boy that stood out though.
He was like in charge, like he was taking care of them all.
Okay. Did you talk to any of the kids? Did they talk? What'd you tell them?
They all went into one side of the house, one area of the house, and as soon as they saw what was going on, it was just they stood back. It seemed like they got food, they started eating, but there wasn't a lot of communication.
None of them would speak.
They wouldn't speak with us.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
It was
The cult was Russian.
Russian. You actually know their name was Skopsy,
Skopsy.
if you want to tell them that.
I don't want to be a little vague about it for the moment.
Okay.
I think even I learned that. I wrote it down.
Well, that was part of the
Yeah.
stuff that she told us, Chloe, or the stuff that you told us, but Chloe told you.
Eastern Orthodox
Yeah.
connection.
I believe there might have been a Skopsy connection.
Okay.
Cults Skopsy.
And since that time, have any of you done anything in regards to Skopsy?
No.
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
As part of an official Delta Greener?
No,
Is it related to Cornucopia House?
could be.
It is. Okay, well then tell me.
I followed up, looked into this angle of the Eastern Orthodox. There were distinct markings on all of the perpetrators. I followed down that line. I found more evidence. I followed up with local authorities.
You followed up with local authorities? Who?
And, I should think
I
before I
talked to a
speak.
news reporter.
I did an op-ed. I've written a book. Skopsies, who are they?
Well, local authorities would be a stretch. I followed up with trusted.
You want to really be vague here?
Yeah,
That's the thing, you can't really be vague after you're like, yes, I looked into it.
yeah, yeah. I looked into it. It led to more of the same.
I need details.
Well, I didn't find another kitty porn ring, if that's what you're
Well,
asking.
no, I need to know who you talked to about this cult.
That's a great question.
I wrote down a lot of your stuff too.
Well, that's the thing. I know who I talked to. I don't want to tell him.
Well,
I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know. I wanted to play the line, but I don't know how to do that.
Just sell out someone you.
they're also dead, so.
Yeah, that's fair. They were also Delta Green agents. I don't know their real names.
Okay. So you didn't talk to actually. You didn't tell anyone about the Skopsy that wasn't in Delta Green.
Correct. They were all part of Delta Green.
Okay. Were they outlaws?
Oh.
They are.
I know they are, yeah.
I don't know what you're looking for.
His name was Agent Donald. That's all I knew.
Okay, so you did some sort of operation with them.
Yes. I believe it might be the incident you're discussing in Maryland.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, he already mentioned Maryland. Or is that... Because this was also in Maryland. Is the
You
event
said,
on the
I believe
news?
this is the incident you were talking about in Maryland.
Correct. Cause
I don't know. He didn't mention any incident in Maryland.
He did.
yeah, he did with the news report.
That's what... No, that's at the Cornucopia House.
He just brought up a news report and
Something
he was
about
like,
like 50 people dying.
Yeah, that's at the Cornucopia House.
Yeah.
From, oh, so, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, well then, yeah, no, disregard that. I thought whenever he pulled on the TV that he also mentioned Maryland.
That's
He had
that's
two
where the
things.
Cornucopia House is.
Oh, duh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, no, there was another. Yes, I helped them with a sting in Maryland, but it was not that,
It was in Moscow by the Chesapeake, is what it's called.
which is in Maryland.
Yeah. So are you gonna tell him that you did it in Moscow by the Chesapeake?
If he asks, I might.
Yeah,
tell him.
he wants the specific.
Okay, yeah,
The
yeah.
more cagey you are with him, the less he's gonna trust you.
Yeah, it was. I give him that information in Maryland. Not this incident though. That was years ago now.
Okay. What year? It was
Close to.
it was 2007.
I know. It was close to 10 years ago.
Again, what year? You don't know what year?
2006,
And
2007.
what did you do with this?
We raided an office and a church, found entities that were not human, and we got rid of them.
Okay. Is everyone dead?
Yes.
All of the scopsy and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
All of the agents perished as well. I was the only one that got out of it.
Okay. Alright, we can look into that. It doesn't seem that crucial to what's going on in Cornucopia House. Okay, so right now, we have a few things going on. I'll give you a brief overview of things, but here's a full breakdown of the timeline over the last week or so. So there's 3 pages for you. I'll read it out. So today is August 25th, 2016. August 8th. So let's see. August 15th. Glinda Sinajewski, an elderly resident of the Myers Point Trailer Park, repeatedly calls Hendry County Sheriff's Office to report her cats have been stolen. The Hendry County Sheriff's Office dispatches Deputy Casey Eckstein to drive through Myers Point Trailer Park in response to the complaints. Eckstein notices graffiti and kicked-in door on a trailer near the end of the lot. Investigating, he finds the badly mutilated and decayed body of an unidentified woman in one of the bedrooms. He calls it in. Later that day, more investigators arrive at the trailer park. The body is determined to be the trailer's owner, Crystal Killian, a 34-year-old single woman. August 18th, Deputy Eckstein calls Williamson University FBI office in Baltimore and Maryland State Police. He asks about a Cornucopia House located outside Zion, Maryland, and he asks for your contact information and any associations you have with the property locations and state records. He says the requests are in pursuit of an active homicide investigation. The calls were run through an algorithm in the NSA's mainway database when the voice recognition software picks up your names. Finding is labeled high priority, pulled from the cache, and sent to program's analyst team. State Trooper Vivian Sawyer drives to the old site of Cornucopia House that Deputy Eckstein asked about. It's now Maryland Corrections Storage Unit 3. She discovered the dead mutilated woman, Carrie Houghton, pinned to the garage door of the facility. She called for backup. While securing the crime scene, she discovers a stray dog digging in the rear of the warehouse, and she observes the animal has exposed a human skull. Search and rescue dogs sit on human remains buried in the area of Maryland Corrections Storage Unit 3. The Cecil County Forensics Team begins investigations. But on August 19th through the 20th, the coroners contact the Forensic Science Division of the Maryland State Police almost immediately, requesting a consultation. The scene is further investigated by state troopers while investigators are en route. The Maryland State Police Lieutenant Colonel for the region is briefed. He informs the Maryland Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services of the developments. He refuses their offer of assistance until the nature of the investigation can be ascertained. August 22nd, a Maryland State Police Forensic Science Division consultant arrives at Maryland's, Unit 3 with an equipment truck, joining the Cecil County Forensics Team already cataloging the scene. The consultant's ground-penetrating radar finds multiple buried bodies. The consultant calls in a request for all possible personnel equipment to process evidence immediately. The Forensic Sciences Division Director is pulled from a breakfast meeting and goes to brief the governor, Larry Hogan. An FBI agent from the Miami office meets Deputy Eckstein to offer logistical assistance to Hendry County as a professional courtesy. His real mission is to question Eckstein about the mention of program operatives. The sheriff, Deacon Benson, has closed active homicide investigation and insists the body at Myers Point died from natural causes. Hungry house pats are suspected of mutilating the remains post-mortem. The report indicates the sheriff is not pleased to see the FBI, nor to learn that Eckstein called them. Eckstein divulges to the FBI consultant that he still suspects foul play, but attempts to share more details are shut down by Benson. The source of the names remains unclear. Excavations thus far have produced 17 juvenile corpses on August 22nd and counting. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan Jr. puts in an urgent request to the FBI for assistance processing a crime scene. In separate calls, the governor and other Maryland elected officials emphasized the need for swift response to mitigate the imminent media scandal. August 23rd, 8 a.m. Programs analysts realized the Maryland site mentioned in the Eckstein calls had become the site of a mass grave about to become international news. The program scrambles to contain the situation. Still on the same day, the U.S. Attorney's Office, under the guidance of agents from the program, claims jurisdiction over the mass grave investigation under the FBI's Crimes Against Children program. The governor orders Maryland State Police to cease all evidence collection. Delta Green Assets and FBI recruit friendly consultants from Harvard Medical School to control the flow of information. The program forms working group Masticate. That's all of you. You are now part of Task Force Masticate, under the leadership of Assistant U.S. Attorney Anthony Pizzarelli, which is me. All agents, you, mentioned in the calls were removed and assigned to Masticate or to report here. I arrived at the crime scene. My mission is to slow evidence. You understand that. And I briefed you. Now, the story is going to run soon. We can't keep the details of what's happened out of the press for too long. And all they know right now is that there are 57 bodies dead at the site of a former orphanage.
Children?
Yes.
It appears to... So we didn't save those kids at all.
It might have been others.
They were already there. That orphanage has been open for years.
The bodies date back far, is my understanding. And
I'm sorry. Did you say Pizzarelli?
My name is Assistant U.S. Attorney Anthony Pizzarelli. Yes.
Does he
We don't
know?
need to talk about anything about my name. It's a normal name.
He's been made fun of.
This is crazy, but Moss,
Yes.
Morraine Moss.
Yes. I know.
Would you care
What?
to explain, Morraine?
No, I just
I'm
I thought I recognized his name from somewhere. That's all.
You're a terrible liar, Morraine.
You definitely recognized his name.
It's from a long time ago, childhood stuff. Anyways, I guess it doesn't matter. We are in the thick of it.
Yes. So, marching orders. We have 5 things we need to focus on for this step of the plan. Number 1, the blame game. Who is going to take the fall for this? We need to construct a scenario, a new story over what happened. We cannot have any supernatural stuff mentioned at all. At all. We want to keep you guys out of the fire, because you lead back to us and the program and a bunch of other operations and a bunch of other missions, and we can't have people looking into that, so this needs to stay contained. Second, the old investigation. Did the police in 2001 turn up anything that puts you guys at risk today? We need to look at the excavations of the bodies. Strange things have turned up at the Cornucopia House mass grave. We need to look at these strange things, find out what they are, and then make them disappear. We need to solve the death of Carrie Houghton. Something led the killers to find her. Find it before it leads back to you. The children of Cornucopia House. What became of those children after it was shut down in 2001? Their trail needs to be obscured so they cannot be questioned. Best thing we need to do is, with evidence, when we're doing the sort of cover-ups and stuff, first we want to assess what the truth is. Then we want to see if we can reinterpret evidence. Getting rid of evidence can work, but it is more risky than just reinterpreting it and putting it in a different light. So if evidence remains and everyone sees that it still remains, and it just points somewhere else that we want it to point. But if we can't reinterpret, we need to remove evidence. Destroying stuff, we may have to destroy bodies. We don't know yet. And then if we fail with evidence managing and tampering and destruction, we may need to employ terminal options. You can make threats, sabotage reputations, blackmail, or downright disappear people if need be.
Well, Anthony, I'll need you to look into something in the meantime.
We'll do our best.
Agent Clover. We need her real name.
We'll look into this Agent Clove and see what we can find.
Because Crystal Killian, the woman who died in the trailer park,
Mm-hmm.
August 16th,
Mm-hmm.
if she's Agent Clover, she would have known all of our names, had our information.
That's true.
We'll deal with Florida after we deal with this situation here. This is highest priority due to the imminent media threat that could happen.
Copy.
But yes, once we're done with here, you'll be going right to Florida to figure out what's going on there.
It might be easier to solve both at the same time. We'll focus down the fire, but we need someone looking into that name.
We'll see what we can do from here.
Okay.
But I'm going to be staying here.
Right.
The
Pass it on to someone else if you can.
I'm the public lead on this. As part of that, you are all going to be using different identities. On public, you are investigators working under contract from my office. This does not make you federal agents or police of any kind. You are private investigators and consultants working under contract for the federal government. And he has packets for each of you. Each packet has a few business cards with a false name, showing you as investigators with the U.S. Attorney's Office in the District of Maryland. And you can choose whatever names you want. Or I can make a name for you if you want.
I'll think of a name.
Give me your best name. Dalton Green.
Matthew Davis.
Miles Davis.
Adam, do you have a name?
John Kerry.
Okay.
I was literally gonna be Joan Carey. What the fuck? Well, I can't be Joan now.
Okay.
God, now the only name I can think of is Jarnathan.
Preferably would match your gender. What about Sophie Smith?
That's fine.
2016 seems like a fucking eternity ago.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna
Tim, what's
just-
yours?
I will be Richard Williams.
That sounds really familiar.
Because it's the same agent name I use.
Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that on purpose?
No, I'm
So I
just
don't.
kidding.
It's easier to remember.
It really, it's too many names, you know? I'm not good with
You guys have to kill like 10 people to keep a secret. And then Tim's just like, oh, I don't remember another name.
Come on, guys.
You guys are acting like I'm the bad guy.
Jason No.
Schwarzenborn.
Jason Pesci.
Yeah, sure.
Jason Kingsley.
Jason.
Jason.
Jason Harris.
Harris. We'll do
Jason Parker. Okay.
Jason Harris.
Okay. And he gives each of you, he tells you all his phone number. So you can call him.
Oop, gosh, I'm gonna keep kicking that.
So, as far as the state police department, they have a lead investigator on this, and Cecil County Sheriff's Office also has a lead on this. They've already been in some of the evidence and seen some things. They're going to be investigating this. Ultimately, though, we have authority. We are the feds. We do what we want. But if we don't need to piss anyone off,
Right.
all the better. But obviously,
We want to be.
don't let them see anything supernatural. And if you do have to let them see, lie to them and gauge how they're taking it. If they're not believing it, if they're causing problems, we may have to fix something. But for now, the state police, their lead on this is Detective Sergeant Almudena Vasquez.
This is who?
The state's lead investigator on this case. She's state police.
Almudena.
Almudena. But Vasquez. Call her Vasquez. Then the Cecil County deputy, Michael Costa.
And Vasquez, what was her title?
She's a state police.
Her
Lead
title was
investigator.
Detective Sergeant. Okay. Anything else?
What's the story so far on? Where did her name go? With the woman who was found murdered by the screwdrivers.
She's right now. Her body is in a.
And this is the Howlett lady?
Houghton.
Houghton.
Right now, her body is near the crime scene of the Cornucopia House. If they can explain it fully there, but they did take her somewhere else for preservation and brought her back.
Did they say when she was actually killed?
The coroner there should be able to give you more information. You'll understand that it doesn't help so much if I'm asking all the questions of what happened, and then also other people then come in and ask the same questions who supposedly work for me. We want to keep the questions asked to a minimum.
Well, then how... so you'll be able to give us all of this information.
You're going to have to go get that. You're going to have to go to the crime scene.
And they will just give us information?
Yes, as
Okay.
as our cover. Remember, you work for me. In my office, you're investigators.
But minimal questions.
We need a reason to be there.
What I mean is, don't ask stuff about Florida to them. Play your roles and stuff. All I'm saying is that
Go out there.
look professional.
Have fun.
Look professional.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. Remember, you are Task Force Masticate.
Who else is in the task force?
This is it.
Okay.
Also, don't tell anyone you're in Task Force Masticate.
That's only for the program.
There's a lot of rules. Can we just get a list of like the top 3 rules?
Yeah, like...
I think that's really the main one.
Print it out and give it to
We're
us,
supposed to
please.
gather information, but we're not supposed to ask questions.
You are supposed
Hold
to
on.
You are supposed to ask questions. He's just saying that, like, the program can't get you all the information and then send you out there. Like, you have to be asking the questions and stuff. That's why you're here. That's why you're here.
Yeah, we're getting the information for the program.
You're
Because they
going
don't
to have to talk to, like, the county coroner people and the state police people. Like, this is what your job is.
Oh, okay.
All right. And he stands up quickly. I'll be in touch. And he leaves out the door. Yeah. He leaves. You guys are left alone in the conference room.
What was all your fake names again so I can write it down? Diane?
I am Sophie Smith.
John.
Sean?
John.
John?
I'm Matt Davis.
Matt. Okay.
Or Matthew.
Yeah, I just wanted to have it.
What
as
about
the
you,
first
Tim?
name. I am
Jonathan?
Jason.
Jason what?
Harris.
Jason Harris. But just, yeah. I just wanted first name so I could, if we're ever in character talking to each other.
All of a
in front of
sudden,
people.
on the windows outside, you look and you see in the corner of your eyes, thunk! Thunk, thunk, thunk! And like
Fucking
4 birds just hit the window and start sliding down, their bodies sliding down, creating 4 bloody tally marks.
Not fish.
You can make a survival roll or
I will.
biology.
Do not pass.
What is that? 30.
Nope.
I get a hard.
Morgan, you see these birds, and there's no reason these birds should be flocking in such proximity. Some of them have predator and prey relationships. They shouldn't be this close together.
I'm sure you guys know this, but this is not natural.
Yeah, and the streaks count down into 4 and stuff. Make a sandy roll.
Just looking at my
Already?
page. Did we
Come
have
on.
skill in
No.
Should we have? Why not?
What are we doing?
You don't get better at anything over 16 years.
Yeah,
No.
apparently.
I pass.
I failed.
I pass.
I rolled a 9.
Lose 1 if you fail. Lose 1 if you fail.
Okay.
Lose 0 if you succeed.
Calm
I only got 3 back.
Alright, so yeah, you guys saw those birds.
Yeah, we did.
We gotta find that kid.
I informed the cleaning staff that they need to wash the windows. There's blood on them. It's a bad look.
Well, daylight's burning. Where do we want to start?
Uh,
Crime
The
scene?
crime scene?
yeah, I'd say that's as good a place as any. I look. Is the guy still here?
Nope, he left.
He left.
Attorney General.
No.
Anthony.
Assistant U.S. Attorney.
We're gonna find out he's been like eaten by ferrets.
From
Pizzarelli.
getting actually inducted as agents, do we know anything more about like how we expense things, get weapons, do any of that stuff?
I mean, they'll pay you back for it. But like,
There's this one old accountant lady that just
I mean,
Well, right
Bring me
now,
your
we
receipts.
probably don't need, like, we're going in as, like, investigators.
yeah, you don't need to be like.
I just in general, I don't know.
Yeah,
my
you do.
What car do we take?
There's like a bureaucracy rule. You can call him for whatever you need.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
we should probably have a car.
I would say in my car I have an unmarked gun and stuff like that since I've been doing work as a Delta Green agent.
Yeah.
So I'll say I'll change out firearms for my like unmarked gun, and then like stow all my information as a sheriff,
I don't
and
know, my sound's on.
then put all my stuff as my fake private eye and stuff in hand. But I'm hiding all identification of like who I am in my car, like under my tire well,
Mm-hmm.
spare tire well.
It's a rookie move. It's the first place they look.
I'm an honest sheriff. I'm not. It just can't be on me.
That's fair.
Okay. So, where are you going? How are you getting there?
I'd like to
Okay,
go
let's
to the
do it.
crime scene. We'd probably, if one of us drove, we'd probably.
All of you drove here.
Yeah.
We probably
Well, right,
should
second.
take our own car.
We could call a taxi then. Call a car.
Private investigators show up in a taxi. That's kind of weird.
No, a car.
I mean, not to not volunteer, but my car is not really the most professional.
You probably have a rented car because you flew in from Chicago.
Oh, that's fair. I got a rental. It would make sense.
Probably you two have rentals.
Yeah, so if we're not driving our cars, yeah, we can just take the rentals. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll ride with one of you then.
Because
I'll
yeah,
drive.
just drive over.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll drive.
Who's riding with who?
I'm gonna ride with him. We
Oh,
could all
with
take
him.
the same car.
Oh yeah,
Oh, we were friends.
shall ride together.
True. You could all have one car, but then you only have one car.
Then we can split up.
And this is also in Maryland, also.
Okay, then I'll ride with him,
Go.
and we all go to the crime scene.
Okay, so you're leaving your other cars behind in Washington, D.C.
With all of our IDs and stuff. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have two cars going to Maryland. Yeah. On the road, you say anything to the person you're riding with?
How's life been treating you since?
How's your wife?
Yeah. Fuck you! How dare you!
Listen, things have been good actually recently.
Well, that's good. Over here.
I hope things are good for you too. I'm sorry if I was rude in there.
I understand. I mean, obviously that was a pretty rough first introduction for everyone.
I would say that night set me on a path that I am unable to stray from.
Yeah. Yeah. In their Delta Green's like disjointed whatever stuff.
Huh?
Are we not supposed to be talking about missions we go on with other people, or is it just kind of like it's secretive within Delta Green?
Yeah, you're not really supposed to, but like other people do. So
Yeah, this doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we've probably heard other agents be like, "Oh yeah, remember that Wendigo in Saskatchewan?" Like,
Okay, so what I was gonna say, Delta Green got me captured by the Taliban and held prisoner for a while, so I get it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, could have been Al Qaeda. I don't really remember.
it was Al Qaeda.
It was Al Qaeda.
I've met what I believe to be the devil a couple more times.
Oh, that's cool. You ever talk to him?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but a little. He
And-
talks to me mostly.
I had a weird run-in with a seemingly kind of haunted something statue thing. It was cool.
In our car, I'm asking, I'm like, so who do you think gave our names? Had to have been Agent Clove or one of the kids. But how would the kids find out our names? And they wrote it in blood, or like in ink or
It
something.
wasn't written in blood.
What was it written in?
It was like on a bloody piece of paper.
Oh, it was. They so
No, there was blood on the paper.
so maybe somehow that social worker, she wrote down our names. Maybe they tortured her until she wrote down our names.
No.
But we
I
didn't
still
give her
think-
our names either. The only person I can think of is Clove.
Right. I still think this Crystal Killian might be Agent Clover.
The one that died.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't have any other connections with Florida, so I don't know who could have known down there.
Well, we're not supposed to ask about Florida.
Not here, at least.
Not yet.
We're not supposed to connect the two.
We're supposed to focus on
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely don't tell the state police here. Like, yeah, this is connected to Florida. We're down there.
So,
Have you guys been expanding your search at all?
So-
Specifically
I feel like
in this
I
small
think
town
I
of
just got
Florida.
real confused in some of the explanations. So
I'm sorry.
one of them got murdered in Florida,
and
Yeah.
that's where the note was with our names on it.
and then the
Yes.
other one, this is in Maryland.
So yeah, if you look at the thing I gave you,
Timeline.
it's the very first part of it. That's the start of it. Well, I don't know about the start, but that's the earliest time. Bunch of this lady complains about her cats going missing. They haven't been seen a few days, and then deputy comes out, checks on things in the trailer park, and finds a dead body that had been partially eaten by some animals.
Mm-hmm.
Some animals.
Yep.
What animals have we been encountering?
Everything.
Yeah, pretty much any animal we run into
Yeah.
is bad news.
Well, you haven't even told them about your trip to the airport on 9/11.
Oh yeah, with the eagle.
My cunning
Eagle
disguise.
and the deer that blocked you.
I think everyone had a weird experience with an animal.
No.
I mean, yeah, we all did have weird experiences with animals, but not on 9/11.
To stop you from
Like
getting on the
A dog attacked me. Yeah, you've been chosen for something.
I also survived 12 gunshots.
You have a cat named Pineapple.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah. She's old now.
Is
yes,
your
she's
character?
probably gonna die soon.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Huh.
Anything else you want to say to Tim, or Tim
Um,
you want to say to her?
Yes.
So I think one of them has to be Agent Clove. If I saw her, I think I'd recognize her.
You would.
I was hoping that the assistant attorney, could get us that information, but it sounds like he'll be running the press for this incident first.
I wonder if there are any crime photo scenes that could be released to us.
Possibly. We should make a call when we get there. By the way, how do you know the attorney?
There was a kid I went to school with a long time ago with a name like that, and I thought maybe, but you don't recognize someone you went to elementary or middle school with.
Can I make a human int roll?
Sure.
See if she's lying.
You can make any roll you want.
I failed.
Alright.
Darn. Oh, yeah. That sounds
It's a
about right.
weird name. It's a name that you see again, and then you're like, oh, that jogs something in there,
It's a really, yeah. No, I used to know a guy back in middle school or something. Weird name like that.
Like a pizza pie.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anywho, how's it been, Diane?
I've been on Delta Green still. My dad has a mysterious, definitely supernatural hole in his backyard. Don't know how to explain that, but he's just dunking old trucks and trash and farm goods.
That could be useful for getting rid of bodies.
Honestly, you're not wrong. I thought eventually it'd just collapse in and become like a black hole, but it just keeps sucking everything in.
Huh.
And he's made a lot of money on it.
Anything ever happened to you about that, after what happened with that old crone?
I haven't noticed anything different.
Oh. Good.
I've been lactating ever since.
I did obviously have some weird supernatural things happen to me that I can't really explain.
But no, like, changes in your body or, weird things like that?
I've been aging just like the rest of us.
Huh.
15 years, just normal 15 years.
44 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't look a day over 25.
That's sweet of you to say, because I don't smoke, probably.
Hey, I'm trying to quit. But this case might bring it back.
Yeah. What would be fun?
Okay.
Then I drive into
One of the four of us dies.
Adam, you get a call from one of your bonds. Who is it?
We'll say probably would be my wife.
Yeah, okay. Wife and kids.
Which-
Morgan, you're calling him. You're his wife.
Oh, hi, honey. How you doing?
Oh, hey, darling.
I'm sorry to call. I know you're on one of your worky things, but anyways, your daughter is just absolutely screaming she cannot find her Legos, and
They are like
really old.
It's been 16
I forgot.
years.
They're 16
I
and 15.
One of them's autistic.
16-year-old.
No.
Neither of them.
I'm just
Stop making characters retarded.
I'm not. That was just my voice.
Autistic, it's different.
No, you said.
listen, your daughter is
Don't look at
freaking
me
out.
like that.
She
You're
cannot
doxing me.
find her
They're 18 now.
Her prom dress. Never mind.
Her Lego prom dress.
No, okay. I'm looking for the tools so I can put together this dang dresser for your daughter. Then, and where's your tools?
No, that's still not right.
It's
Alright.
She hangs up.
There's a bag of tools in the closet.
I checked the closet. I can't. It's not in there.
Well, I guess they're gone. They're in the garage. There's a toolbox in the garage.
Honey, I just don't do well when you're not here. I just miss you. When are you gonna be
I'm going through a
home?
tunnel.
Darling, it'll just be a couple days, okay? I promise I'll be as home as quickly as I can.
Do you want to say hi to her?
No, I'm really feeling this right now because it's like my wife in different ways.
Well, I love you so much and I miss you. I'll probably just wait to put the dresser together till you're home. Honestly, honey, you'll be fine without a dresser.
You
That's
can
fine,
do that
honey.
when you get back.
Yeah. You know how to work those Allen keys. I just don't know.
It's an IKEA show.
Yeah.
They called it a calyx. What, like a cowlick, honey? Could you believe it?
Nope.
Anyways, I'll let you go with your 18-year-old children are both doing well.
I don't actually know where they are.
Please just make sure they're not seeing their 32-year-old
Oh,
boyfriend.
Oh, they're in prison
Good.
for a statutory rape.
Yeah, we did press charges.
I still go see him sometimes.
Your brother-in-law is getting out of prison soon.
Yeah.
Well, okay, honey, I guess I'll let you go, but you can call me tonight. You know how I miss you when I'm all alone in the bed.
I'm not alone.
I'll give you a call later tonight, honey, okay?
Okay,
I love you.
I love you.
I hang up.
I just look at him like, yeah, I know.
What do you know?
My wife can be the same way.
I wasn't crazy
Even
though.
worse.
I was pretty normal.
Awful.
Your kid can't find her Legos. Your kid can't find her prom dress. Wait, it's a dresser.
Where are the tools? They're here.
I know.
No, they're not.
Actually, you can do
I don't care. I'm not gonna do it anyway. Call me.
Thank you for recapping what she said.
Toby just hates wives.
I forgot.
No, I love my wife. You're just a terrible witch of a
I
woman.
forgot the age of the kids. I'm sorry.
Oh my fucking out!
I had a lot of problems with my wife, but we're working it out. Or we're in there.
I hope things go well.
Yeah. Thank you.
You drive on. You see a Trump sign. Vote Trump. You see Hillary sign.
What do you think about that guy?
I think he's a joke.
You
but we
small
don't-
town sheriff? That's what you think about that guy?
I live on the East Coast.
We're in West Virginia.
Yep. Small town West Virginia, famously liberal.
I love Hillary.
I love Hillary. No,
Be a fucking cop.
I'm a sheriff. Sheriffs are famously more progressive than cops. That is actually a true thing. They actually have laws they have to follow in some places.
When they feel like.
Yeah, I mean in some places there's actual some accountability in a sheriff's office
Yeah,
compared to a police department.
I'm a little bit worried about him.
I don't really get into politics too much.
Yeah, don't particularly like any of the candidates, but
I feel for my daughter.
I like
This is gonna be the first time she gets to vote, and I don't think there's a good choice.
yeah, our children's futures really do look a little bleak almost.
That was the first presidential election I voted in. Probably you.
Same.
Probably everybody.
Yeah,
Well, not Morgan.
she voted in like
What'd you vote? You vote for
She probably could vote for Obama. Because I just missed
What
Obama
year?
by like a
12?
week or so.
Oh, okay, yeah, probably did.
But she probably voted for Romney.
No, I didn't actually. I did vote for Obama. I remember my dad was pretty upset. Sorry, Dad. Love you.
all
Gotta
right.
edit that out.
Yeah, cut that part.
We all voted for Romney, I promise.
Romney.
There should be a pop-up during the recording. Anyone watches it. Who did you vote for during the
In the 2012
election? All right, you get this clip instead.
Choose your adventure.
Come on, man.
Okay, you guys arrive at the crime scene. Hey, it's Cornucopia House. It's where you had all that fun 15 years ago.
Thank God we didn't go to
All
that bar.
of you make sanity rolls.
Flashback.
That's what my brain.
I
Sorry,
pass.
I also passed.
Yeah.
I failed.
You failed.
I'm gonna continuously fail.
Lose a d4.
I
I'm
pass.
about to get real angry.
What happens if you run out of sanity?
You die.
You're done.
You die?
Your
You're done.
mind
You're
breaks.
permanently insane.
Yeah, but that's fine.
And then I control your character.
3! Look at that. The exact number I need to get mad.
Yeah, so yeah, you were driving and you're coming up, you recognize the roads and everything. You're coming up to the location and you start fucking just breathing really hard and getting really angry.
Hey.
Seeing, yeah.
You seem agitated.
Hey, are you cool? Because we have a. This is probably one of our more important missions.
Look, I get it, alright? I get it. We're going back. It's gonna be fine.
Hey, maybe we calm down before we go in because we can't be seen as investigators that lose our cool.
I swerved the car real quick to try to bounce you against the wall, or against the glass. You're buckled, so it doesn't work. Unless you're unbuckled.
You flip the car over.
I need you to cool it before we go inside.
Sorry, I was dodging a
Make a
pothole.
psychotherapy or psychoanalysis roll, Morgan. Try to calm down.
Get some milk.
There was a
I need
pothole.
some milk.
There wasn't. I'm in the same car as you.
Yeah, you're not paying attention.
Oh, I just rolled a 4.
Okay.
So it's going to be a pass, but let me see if it's... You said psychotherapy?
Yeah.
Because there's not psychoanalysis, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a hard.
Okay. So yeah, she does. She's. What do you say to him to calm him down?
Hey, I don't want to go back to that house either, but this is to save our skins as well as Delta Green as a whole. Okay? We have to calm down. We have to be cool. You are a calm and collected detective. You have control over yourself, right?
Yeah,
Get it together. Get
it'll
it
be
together.
Do you want to go to McDonald's after this?
We'll get...
Do you?
You ever seen when they, I think it's Dairy Queen, but they flip the ice cream upside down and it doesn't come out? We'll do that for you.
All of Morgan's characters are retarded.
That's just how I talk when I'm talking to kids.
Do you want this cut out or not?
Yeah.
What?
No. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I want this whole episode redacted. Can't put it up.
Okay, so we're chill. We're cool.
Yeah, you start to calm down.
Yeah.
Cool as ice.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna just shoot somebody today. Definitely not gonna do that.
Why would you say that? Why the fuck would you say that?
Why would you say that? Probably because my developmental characteristics are shoots first, sleep disorder, intermittent explosive disorder.
You're a Marine.
No, he's not.
I could have been.
It was a joke about the disorders.
You get a phone call.
Me again?
Yeah.
I answer.
Yes, this is Anthony Pizzarelli.
Yes, this is
Pimp Sorelli.
Pizzarelli.
this is private investigator John Carey.
That's a good name. Yeah, I wanted to make clear there is a Harvard team on site at the crime scene. I mentioned this once, but I just wanted to make sure you understood. They're led by Monique Grace, Tim Campbell, and Melinda Ruiz. Monique Grace and Tim Campbell, they have both worked with the program before. They are friendlies.
So they are aware of our presence.
They know exactly, they have some indication of what the supernatural is. They understand that you're coming and that you're going to fix this issue. Ruiz does not know.
So Monique is aware.
Monique Grace and Tim Campbell. They're Harvard Medical School, helping with excavations and if there's any need, and for the future autopsies and stuff.
Okay.
Archaeology and stuff. Alright, any hands up? Alright. You guys arrive.
I relay that to everyone else.
Yep, you guys park, get out of the cars. There's some press surrounding the streets, on the street, being held back. There's some like sheriff's deputies keeping them out and some state troopers. Yeah.
I put on sunglasses and a ball cap.
Yeah, I'd probably just put on sunglasses. I probably don't have a ball cap.
Are you all in suits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a jacket and a
I'm
bolo
wearing
tie
a tasteful pantsuit.
and a cowboy hat.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm probably just wearing an old suit. that I use for work.
You are wearing a cowboy hat? Okay.
He's a Texas Ranger.
I'm a sheriff.
This is kind of reminiscent of the Supernatural episodes with that Garth guy, where they're pretending to be FBI and he rolls up and pretends to be a Texas Ranger for some reason. He's this little wiry dude.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Just walk straight up to the press in line and just walk past him.
Yeah, the scene is overwhelming. Once you get past the press, you can see people, police officers all around. Not uncommon to see a grown man weeping behind a decon tent or a technician smoking sullenly as they stare into the middle distances. It's almost a tomb-like silence. There you can see the Cornucopia House, as you guys saw it, is gone completely. The only thing on this property now is a warehouse that has been enveloped by an enormous inflatable canvas, much like the ones used for fumigation, with a prefabricated decontamination trailer sewn onto the front entrance. Let's see here.
So kind of like a main entrance point.
Well, to get to that part.
Right.
With their state troopers, local police, there's dogs in the woods that are trying to... They're still looking for more bodies. They aren't done.
And this is primarily like a dead kid body graveyard situation.
Yeah, and as you guys... Because you had to flash your badges and your attorney badges to get in. As you guys are doing that, around 40 years old woman comes over to you, state police and stuff. I'm Sergeant Detective Vasquez.
Yes, Vasquez. It's terrible to meet you under these circumstances, but
I understand you're working for Deputy Attorney Pizzarelli.
Yes.
Okay. I want to say whatever I can do to be of assistance. I can help you out. I want to get to the bottom of whatever's going on here.
I'm sure we will be indebted to you for everything you'll do to help us.
Absolutely. And then coming up to you next is a guy. He's drinking a coffee and has a donut in his hands. Michael Costa, Cecil County Sheriff's Deputy.
Michael Costa, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yep.
Sophie Smith.
Sophie Smith.
Matt Davis.
Jason Harris.
Investigator Carey.
Okay. Yeah. Cecil County Sheriff's Deputy. I also want to say, like with Vasquez, I just want to make sure everything goes well and there's no trouble for us at the Cecil County Sheriff's Department. We didn't do anything wrong.
I'm sure your input will be invaluable. Thank you so much.
Oh, sure.
Deputy Costa, do you mind answering a couple questions for me?
Oh, I'll do my best.
Fantastic. If you could, just in your own words, start us at the beginning. How did the county get involved?
Well, one of their state troopers, and he's like kind of fumbling for his words, and Vasquez pipes up. Yeah. So one of our deputies, she came to the location. She said she had a hunch or something. She had a tip that possibly she was asked about it. She was just curious. And she found the body nailed to the storage facility door. Called it in. Cecil County's Sheriff's Department came there. The coroner came, set everything up, and then we came and started to do our investigations and stuff. And the governor recently had us stop, and the federals were getting involved, and that's kind of where we're at now.
A lot of hands in the bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big enough case like this, deservedly.
Yeah, and I got assigned this case because of my prior knowledge. I was involved in the case in 2001.
And remind me again what happened in 2001.
Our orphanage used to be here, Cornucopia House, they called it. And a call came from the building asking for assistance. Well, they didn't ask anything, but someone was sent out, took a look at it, and then I and my partners at the time, I was just a rookie, we were tasked with investigating it, and we did the case and everything. And that's how it goes.
So you were called out in 2001 to investigate what?
Well, all the people here went missing. The adults did.
Oh.
And all the kids were left behind. So we had to try to figure out what happened and stuff.
Did you ever find anything?
So I can provide you with the official report that was filed. She goes, she has a case full of paperwork and stuff, and she brings it back to you and she hands you a copy. So the official narrative that the police, the sheriff, State Department went with at the time. One of the workers there, Ryan and O'Kenty, have drug priors, and there were presence of illicit substances in the house, suggesting that any possible murder and or disappearance of the adults were a drug-related crime. Likely stemming from a few dating to Ryan's days in Brighton Beach. Informants regarded Ryan as a cowardly snitch. It's believed he may have used the charitable organization as a front to cover his drug operations, manipulating co-workers and excusing or joining in his illegal activities, possibly taking advantage of the senile owner of the facility, Yelena Calamitiano. Presumably, the story goes that the murders of the adults on site were carried out by organized crime seeking to eliminate competition. It's a mercy that the kids were spared. Questioning them was useless. The kids, they didn't speak at all.
What happened to them?
I'm sorry?
What happened to the kids?
They were put into foster care. They were separated into 3 groups, I believe. We can definitely find out more. But yeah, there were 3 different places they went to. But as I was saying, that's just the official narrative. I was working with my partners, Detective Baswell and Dale. Keith Baswell and Bob Dale. They were my partners in the investigation at the time. And of course I was the rookie. But they were never happy with the drug war narrative.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though, right?
Well, the crime they argued seemed far more personal, and Ryan Innocenti's pedophilic transgressions during his teenage years suggested a stronger motive, notwithstanding the evidence of child porn found on the premises. Evidence of the abuse obviously fueled my partners Baswell's and Dale their thoughts on this. But the drug explanation was easier to pitch to the state. It left far less fuel for a scandal than pedophiles. A single facility with a guy dealing drugs and senile management is a lot kinder than what we suspected may have been a decades-old child trafficking ring. So,
to separate out for a second, so we know there's been a ton of kids' bodies found here now.
Yes.
Well, maybe he's been doing it for a long time, given the evidence that we're finding now. He was involved.
These go far older than Ryan Innocenti.
Interesting.
But ultimately, my partners decided not to risk the careers and the distinction without a difference. Either way, they were gone, and the child, they needed to be taken back.
Maybe one of the orphans wasn't much of an orphan at all. Maybe their family got involved seeking revenge.
You think one of the family?
I'm just throwing out a suggestion.
Well, they didn't find any of the families. This was after we'd kind of moved on. One of the kids was identified by fingerprints in the missing persons database. We found adoption placement out of state, but for the rest, I don't think any of them found their families.
Well, if there were no records of many of the children, there's a good chance that there's no records of a child who was saved, perchance.
Yeah. Well, we'd have to look into the Department of Human Services in Baltimore to see what records do exist.
It must be hard for you to be back here.
It is strange.
I'm sorry about that.
It's strange.
But with you being here so long ago, maybe you'll have some more information that'll be triggered just by being here. Do you mind, is the body still here?
Yes, all the bodies are here. I think they're waiting on you.
Could we go in and see them?
Yes. Did you want to see the children or the woman that was killed on the garage door?
We should probably start with the woman.
Probably start with the woman, yeah.
Okay. All right. I believe that's county people. And he's like, yeah, I can show you that.
Vasquez, you're not coming?
Well, I can if you want me to.
You don't have to. I'm just, your advice. What you've seen so far seems invaluable.
Okay. Yeah. I'll of course go with you. Absolutely. So yeah, this Carrie Houghton, she was a social worker, and she explains to you who Carrie Houghton was. But yeah, we'll see when we get in there.
I was also lying, trying to deflect her
Yeah.
from looking into the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it could have been the drug thing. Like,
So, okay. The remains are stored on a slab in an industrial refrigeration truck adjacent to the tent. The Cecil County, Michael Costa, he's like, yeah, the corpse, it was originally taken to the coroner's office, but then the state police took it from them, so we didn't even have it for very long. And then they in turn handed it over to the FBI and their Harvard forensics consultants. And then the FBI brought the corpse back to the murder scene, delaying the autopsy even further. So they haven't even done an autopsy yet. And Vasquez says, yeah, I think the woman from Harvard is over here. And they go and get you set up with her, Monique Grace. And she goes, yes, you are Pizzarelli's people?
yes.
Good. Okay.
Her name was Monique.
Monique Grace. We were waiting on the autopsy. If you would like to, I understand you may be able to provide assistance.
Yes, I'd be happy to provide assistance. Absolutely.
Good. Okay. You can get set up with that. Vasquez pipes up. I could show you footage. There's a camera that caught it on video.
While you're getting ready,
Why don't you
Sophie.
guys go look at that?
Deputy Sergeant, I'll go with you.
Okay.
Why you look at that, Morraine? Just kidding.
Yeah. Sophie. Matt, would you like to go with me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Or John? Either one.
I'll stay back here.
So Vasquez offers to take you there. You two stay with the Harvard doctor.
Yeah.
Michael Costa, the Cecil County Sheriff's deputy, he's like, I will stay with you guys. That's all right.
With an autopsy, although, I know this is going to...
Oh, I'm not squeamish. I've hunted buck before.
It's more about respect for the deceased.
We've been instructed by the secretary to take a look at this as...
I'll have you come in as soon as we're finalizing. It's just...
I could help.
Are you a doctor?
No.
I've
hunted buck before, though.
Well, listen. Out of respect for this woman's humanity, we'll just perform the autopsy and then we'll call you in.
What are y'all doing for lunch?
What are we doing for lunch?
Yeah.
I'm going on down to Fuddruckers.
Do you think you could get us some Fuddruckers?
Can I?
That would
we
be...
would love that.
I really appreciate that. And I should
tell
be
you what.
You have money? I'll go get it.
I pull out I just pull out like a couple 20s and like hand them to him.
Perfect.
Because that's enough.
Help yourself, son.
All
yeah,
right.
it's 2016.
I'll be right back.
It's not $200 to get 4 people Fuddruckers.
Yeah.
Going into the tent.
The good days.
Okay. You go into the... This is going to be gruesome. Carrie Houghton.
Do I recognize her at all?
I mean, she's 40 years old now.
Yeah.
She didn't have screwdrivers in her hands when you knew her.
I'm pretty sure she had a full head at that point.
Right.
So, Harvard doctor briefs you. She's 40 years old, passed away sometime during the morning of Friday 19th, August 2016. Roughly 1 week ago. That was August 19th. Her corpse appears to have been discovered and put through forensic processing less than a day after her killing. She is remarkably well preserved for the terrible destruction she suffered. Seeing the corpse up close, make a sanity roll, both of you.
Is it a 10? Yeah, it is a 10.
I pass.
Yeah.
Succeed, lose
Oh, wait.
Succeed, lose
I pass.
0. Fail, lose 1. Its condition and the means to the death are shocking. The body suffered violent puncture wounds on the hands and above the collarbone, presumably made by bloody chisels and screwdrivers placed on a nearby tray. That are now placed on a nearby tray. Pliers and a garden mattock are also among the murder weapons. Her teeth were removed. The head of the mattock was used to pry her lower jaw off. The pressure of this procedure was presumably what caused her eyeballs to burst. Houghton died from a combination of shock and suffocation on her own blood. The lividity of bruising on the temples and torso indicates she was likely beaten and dragged against her will from a separate location. Faint scrapes on the tops of her toes indicate she was dragged to the sitting position against the building before being pinned to the garage door of the warehouse. She was pinned using chisels and screwdriver, a flathead through the left wrist, a Phillips through the right hand, and a chisel through the left shoulder. The force required to do this while the victim struggled suggests multiple assailants. The broken nose, missing hair, and bruising on the brow indicate Houghton's head was held back after she was pinned, then her teeth were removed. It's at that point she began to aspirate on her own blood. The process would have been extremely loud, and the lack of response fits the time of death and isolated location. The back molars were more broken off than pulled. To get the rest of the teeth, the killers used the mattock to sever the jaw ligaments and separate the jaw while she was still alive. The rip in the flesh between the second and third metacarpals likely occurred as the victim struggled against his final attack. It's unclear how long she survived. Cardiac arrest could have occurred shortly after the removal of her jaw, or asphyxiation may have come quickly as blood poured down the windpipe and into the lungs while she tried to scream.
Yeah, pretty rough. That's
Yeah,
pretty bad.
make a forensics roll.
That was 70.
I get a normal success.
I get a normal success.
Okay. With that, it reveals the body shows no sign whatsoever of insect damage. She was killed between 2 and 3 a.m. on Friday, 19th of August, and found at 7 p.m. on the same day. Her body was undiscovered in the August heat for 17 hours, and there is no damage whatsoever from insects.
Weird.
You could make a medicine or surgery roll. Or if you have a 50 or better in that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I passed with a normal. I have a 32.
Okay.
Or, like, I rolled a 32.
You find another anomaly involving her brain. Under a microscope, she appears to have been suffering from serious glial scarring. It's widespread enough that the symptoms of dementia had not yet manifested. If they had not yet manifested, they soon would have. There's brain damage, but it doesn't appear to be from a common disease like multiple sclerosis, nor does anything in her medical history indicate cardiovascular issues or other signs of early onset Alzheimer's. The damage is most consistent with CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Encephalopathy. Her medical injury does not include any treatments for head injuries, so the diagnosis does not make sense. There is no damage to the skull outside of what was caused during her killing, and the glial scarring is too deep to be that recent. It's as if she received years' worth of traumatic brain injuries from within her own skull. Her effects, bloody clothes removed from Houghton's body include only pajamas without pockets. No shoes are present. Nothing about the nature of the crime indicates robbery as a motive, and the lack of shoes or any identification means she almost certainly was taken from her home or somewhere else nearby. Looking at the murder weapons, the tools have labels on the handles written in permanent marker. It says they belong to Kim Sun-Hoo and bear his phone number. You did not bring anyone in. You didn't bring Vasquez. You don't have Vasquez with you.
Mm-mm.
Okay. But that's something that you could probably ask her about. Kim Sun-Hoo.
I would feel like they would have followed up with that
Immediately.
immediately.
So they probably have info.
So you'd probably have to talk
Yep.
to her. Let's see.
It'd be crazy to break the case.
That's it!
Yeah. I'm done.
He forgot about his
Campaign's
Sharpie.
over.
Back to Toby and Tim. You were taken by Vasquez. look at some security footage. The single security camera at Maryland Corrections Storage Unit 3 sits above the entrance to the right of the garage door, angled down and to the north to catch sight of any intruders trying to open either of the locks. It's an old VHS model that saves battery and tape by only activating if a motion sensor triggers the security light. It films at 1 frame a second. The timestamps are drastically inaccurate, but by localizing around the approximate time of death, it becomes clear that the tape only holds about 3 weeks of footage before rewinding and recording over old footage. Thanks to FBI techs, the tape has been digitized and is now searchable on a smart screen setup that they have there. You are watching the footage. Make a Sandy roll.
Oh, because they pinned her to the door, so it was.
We haven't
watching the
heard
whole
what this
time.
is yet.
I'm telling you to make a Sandy roll.
Oh, I passed.
Lose 1 if you pass.
Hey, look at that.
Lose a
What?
D6 if you fail.
I'd like to hear what's on the video.
You will.
first.
Roll. Did you fail?
Yes.
Okay, roll a D6.
I mean, yeah, I did. Okay,
What is it?
a 3.
You lose 3 and you start to get really anxious.
Pass it over. I wanna hit you with a
And
pencil.
you get a little bit paranoid right now, Toby. For the rest of the time you're here, be more paranoid.
Got it, Chief.
You watch this footage, and you can see the murder of Carrie Houghton taking place near the center of the aluminum garage door where she was staked. Most of the action scene in stills 1 second apart, hovers just out of frame. In addition to the motion-activated security light, headlights illuminate the scene, indicating the party drove to the location. The choppy footage's first frame shows the legs of a rail-thin white man dragging the prone, kicking Houghton across the gravel towards the door. His hand drives a screwdriver through her left wrist. Grainy footage shows a tattoo on his sinewy inner right forearm, an open, feigned mouth with blackness inside. Another assailant, dressed in a variety of raggedy skirts, an army jacket, and rain boots, kneels on Houghton's leg to hold them down. This almost brings a second assailant's face clearly into frame multiple times, but comes just short, only revealing her as a white woman with shoulder-length black hair and a lip ring. A third assailant is off-screen further to the north, holding down Houghton's right side. The hands look like those of a white or Hispanic man. The left hand shows what looks like the angry scar of a deep cut still healing. It takes roughly 30 minutes for the assailants to remove her teeth with pliers. This is mostly blocked by the man in jeans on Houghton's left, though her struggles cause him to move enough that a glimpse her increasingly traumatized lower jaw occasionally becomes visible. The female assailant does the dental work while her 2 conspirators hold Houghton down. None of them are hurried at all, or bothered by the screams, or the glaring security light illuminating them. After a short break spent standing in their positions, presumably catching their breaths and watching Houghton puke blood, the woman in rain boots leaves the frame and returns shortly with the mattock. The torture continues for another 10 minutes, most of which Houghton mercifully goes limp. Perhaps she lost consciousness, perhaps she had the good fortune to die. Then, in unison, the figures leave the range of the motion sensor and the camera shuts off. Watching that, Toby, you feel something different possibly than Tim from this footage. You feel the thrill of the hunt, of the capture, of the predator making the kill and preparing to feed. Lose another sanity point. And as you keep watching, lose the sanity point.
I don't have a pencil.
Where did that
I
come
don't
I
know.
don't know.
Morgan is probably sitting on it.
No,
I have
don't know
another
it.
one.
She's not even pretending to move.
May I borrow it, Tim?
She's not even pretending to.
Here you go.
I looked around me earlier and then I didn't.
And then, Toby and Tim, seconds later, the female assailant is back in frame, staring directly in the camera. She is smiling cruelly, revealing stained, crooked teeth, indicating a near total lack of dental hygiene and or a methamphetamine addiction. She is young, with an unkempt black hair barely tamed inside a beanie cap. Her cheeks are sunken and malnourished. Her lips, in addition to the rain, are peppered with sores. The left side of her neck holds some sort of tattoo, resembling a mountain lion. You feel an eerie instinct looking directly at this person as she stares directly in the camera. She's staring directly at the camera, and it feels like at you. individually, this feels like a challenge. Looking at this, Toby, you view this footage, you feel a sort of kinship of predator to predator, and a challenge for dominance, like two rifle lions. It is an instant communication without words, beyond the need for words so deep that words become meaningless noise. Here's another sanity point.
What are you doing? Can I've already step away from all this for a second?
I'll just keep fucking watching.
We're not done with the recording.
Okay. God damn.
How many do I lose?
I want to call one of my deputies and be like, can you go park outside my house tonight? Please. I have a 14 bond with those deputies. They're going to go fucking stay outside my family's house.
So you look at this. She stares for several frames. Then the girl raises her cupped hands to the camera lens, revealing 4 teeth that are Carrie Houghton's. And she holds them up, these 4 teeth, for one more frame before the motion sensor shuts down again, and she's gone. Footage does not resume until the state trooper Vivian Sawyer discovered the body.
Just making
Do I
a...
feel anything?
No, you're fine.
You felt the challenge. That's what you felt.
Okay.
Making a potential logical jump here, are these people approximately the right age to have been kids?
It's really hard to tell, but they look young.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the same thought I had.
Yeah.
And I didn't really recognize any of them at all. Or...
To be fair, if they are the kids from that house, they have a reason to fucking hate Carrie Houghton.
Yeah.
Carrie Houghton didn't do anything. It was Carrie's job.
We saved them though, so we're fine.
Yeah.
We're good. We're all good.
Yeah.
It seems like these kids are in the right mind. Like,
maybe it's
This
an
is-
offering.
they're done
to
killing.
us.
Who else
Maybe
could they
it's
kill?
not a challenge.
who else
Do you
could they
think it's
kill?
the kids?
It may be. Yeah, they're young.
We'll get to that. We'll come back to you. You're finished cleaning up after the autopsy. I assume you want to go call your
Yeah, I'm
deputies.
gonna call one of my
Yeah,
deputies.
you step out and like sit on the back of one of the cars just by yourself.
I light a cigarette and make the call.
Yeah, you call. Ring, 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 ring. Who are you calling?
Deputy
The gay one or the the fat one?
Porter, so the fat one.
All right, Toby.
Yeah.
This is the sheriff.
Oh, hey, Sheriff.
I need to ask you.
You're the one that called him reptile.
Hey, reptile.
Thank you.
Sheriff reptile.
That's true.
I
Lizard man.
I really need a favor from you.
Okay, yeah, anything for you.
I need you tonight to go. I don't want you to scare my family, but I want you to go park outside their house if you can. If you want to do a shift with one of the other deputies, that's fine. Just to make sure you're not there all night. But I need a favor. I need you to do this for me.
Sure.
My
sure.
wife's cheating on me.
No,
Just kidding.
Anything we should be watching for? Or you
I just
checking
wanna-
some kind of ex-lover? Or?
No. I don't.
Make an alertness roll, Adam.
Okay.
I want to make sure they're okay. Alert. It's 50.
I'm gonna be.
That is a success.
Yeah, you're talking on the phone, and as you're talking to him, all of a sudden, crawling, it's on the bumper, is this bat. And this bat, it's like, its mouth and snout is frothing blood, and blind eyes, and it's like really close to you, and all of a sudden its eyes kind of go blind and roll back in its skull, and it starts spasming, and it like just jumps out and like lands in your lap. And it's like spasming around. You can make a dodge roll to try to get it away from it.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah, that'll be a success for me.
Yeah, you like manage to dodge out of the way. It lands on your lap briefly, and you get out of the way before it can actually bite you.
Jesus.
And it like it's convulsing. It convulses so hard it snaps its spine. Make a sandy roll.
Okay, yeah, just...
Did you succeed or not?
I did, yeah, sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
Yeah.
I did succeed.
He just assumes that he gets 0 when he succeeds.
I mean,
I don't.
it was a bat!
That's what I always think.
Toby could like see like an eldritch god and be like,
I've
I
seen
lose
one
one
before."
on a
I've
success.
seen a guy with like big eyes before. I shouldn't be scared from this.
I've
seen lots of
seen
things.
Moby Dick, not Moby Dick. Fucking Jesus
Dick.
Christ. I'm too tired to fucking
Yeah,
talk.
we're almost done. So yeah, you see that the bat is clearly rabid. A rabid bat.
That is a bad
Baby
That was
Jones.
my spot.
That's good.
Was
I'd
the
like it to be
seed.
known that my character's had her rabies vaccination.
You didn't say that before.
Well, she's in the
Gets them
medical
right
field.
now.
It's a requirement of my department. So.
Yeah.
Back to Toby and Tim. You're finishing the video.
Yeah,
Oh.
How much do I lose?
No, that was it.
So,
Vasquez is with you.
Vasquez, have any of these individuals been identified? They seem to have a lot of characteristics that would stand out.
I mean,
Not so far, no.
one did have that tattoo. It was very, I don't know.
Well, one had a tattoo of a mouth, the other had a tattoo of a lion on it. I imagine the third also had some sort of tattoo on him that wasn't shown, but
We
maybe
also
it's
have.
gang violence.
Well, here's the thing.
Mm.
We also have footage from the prison. It's not the same camera.
We'll watch it.
No, actually it is. This is of a prison maintenance worker. His name is Kim Sun-Hu.
Of a time before the murder.
Yes, this is before the murder. Kim Sun-Hu, the murder weapons had his name written on them.
Oh, understood.
But he has a rock solid alibi for Thursday night and Friday morning. He was recorded by CCTV inside the prison. He was fixing a plumbing emergency inside one of the cells at the time of the murder. I talked to Sun-Hu. He told me that the tool bucket he uses for basic maintenance work went missing the previous week. I reviewed prison CCTV footage and I found a bucket of tools fell off the back of the utility truck after Kim offloaded some bed frames into the storage unit on Thursday morning, August 18th. This was the first visit to the facility in over 3 weeks. And if you can see, and she points at the camera, the handle of a mattock can be seen on the edge of the frame in the exact same location where it fell unmoved for over 20 hours. When the motion sensor triggers the camera again early that Friday morning as the murders began. So the murder tools
Or opportunity.
they were already here,
Right.
just on accident, and they were brought here. And as you can see, she was in her pajamas, so she was brought here, but the murder tools that they used weren't even with them.
They just used what was here.
They just used tool. Like,
Well, I'm not here, but I'm
So-
Just
Vasquez-
opportunistic dismemberment.
Well, it doesn't. But with it seems very unopportunistic. This whole thing.
Well, they
This
brought
doesn't sound like a knockout game situation.
Hey, it happens.
She flashed her brights at him, so, you know.
But that's not
They
all.
brought her here, though. The murder weapons already being here is suspicious, but I mean, it's purely coincidence.
Well, we also have footage from their building. I do.
From her apartment building?
From her apartment building. She was taken from there.
Very well. And God, what the fuck was her name again?
Vasquez?
No, the woman that died.
Howlett?
Carrie Houghton.
Yes.
Houghton. I don't know. I keep saying
Yeah, I don't-
Howlett.
Carrie Hatton.
Houghton.
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 How?
So this Carrie Houghton, does she have a connection to this Cornucopia House?
Well, she was a social worker, so she probably did. But we've been ordered to kind of stand back and stand by. But I can assist you with your investigation. I can go with you guys and help you get the information you need.
We might rely upon you on that regard, Vasquez, but it's possible that this may have been personal. If they went to her house and brought her here, if she was already had a previous connection with Cornucopia.
Yeah, these cameras are motion activated, and like that like nothing else happens. The only other thing that happens is there's just one glitch at 7:23 every morning. They snap exactly one frame and that's it. Other than that, there's no sign of other people coming here or others, like the same people coming here, or whatever.
7:23 in the morning.
Yes, every morning.
So that just something with the camera brand, or you look into that at all?
It's just one
7:23 is a
frame.
pretty
Is there
specific
anything in
number.
that frame?
Pretty specific time, right?
There's like an artifact in the upper left corner
Do you have a copy
from
of
these
this
static
frame?
images. Yeah, we have several copies, and she points out a stack of printed out copies.
Okay. I'm gonna write some of this down, and then I would look at that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Back to Morgan and Adam. You guys are done with the autopsy. You come out.
Does this doctor say anything, Monique Grace, during the autopsy?
She's like looking to you for guidance.
Okay. I'm going to try to lean into, this feels very personal.
Please. And with her brain, the CTE, the glial scarring, if you look at some of the children's bodies, they have the same type of thing.
So I know that it's connected, but I don't want to...
So to be
This
fair,
is what she
Monique
is saying to you.
Monique is
Monique is a Delta Green
in
friend.
the Delta Green.
Oh, okay.
She knows you are part of Delta Green, and yeah,
And has had
That's
some
scarring.
she understands the what you guys are here to do is to cover up supernatural
That-
stuff.
Okay.
That scarring, it's more consistent with like degenerative diseases
Like
or with
Alzheimer's
trauma.
and stuff.
Alzheimer's.
Yes.
It would make sense if whatever was involved was somehow compulsing her to not speak about whatever was going on here, making her forget. Maybe the kids, that's why they weren't speaking.
Well, the kids, their brains are even worse.
Continual trauma. She was just a social worker. They were here.
You need to look at these bodies,
I'd love
Okay.
to.
and you do that, and make an alertness roll, both of you.
I don't think I'm gonna...
We'll go back to Toby and Tim real quick.
Yep.
And then we'll go back to you and we'll stop there. Toby and Tim, do you want to look at the pictures?
Yes, and the apartment footage.
She doesn't have the apartment footage here, she says, but you'd have to go to the apartment to take a look.
Okay.
You guys study the pictures, and exactly at 7:23 every morning, it snaps exactly one frame. And there's an artifact in the left corner. Make a search roll, both of you. Toby?
Yes, sorry.
Search. Fuck. I found.
Ooh, I put it on search. We're good.
It appears to be the back leg of a dog. Minuscule differences in the gravel over time indicate a path that if you were to go to this path, you may be able to find it, to track it.
Oh, I'll be doing that. Yes, sir.
You could literally do it right now.
Oh, okay, I will
Is it
go right
early
now.
enough?
It's to
find the trail.
It's morning, but you can find a trail if you want.
What time is it?
It is 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fine.
that one dog.
My friend. Do I got some beef jerky on me? Just, shark jerky.
Yeah.
We
but
got time. We can
Crop
come back
turkey.
tomorrow morning.
You can go right now to look.
I go look at it right now.
Yeah. So yeah, you head towards the tracks. Do you have a track skill?
Search. Track.
Roll search or survival.
Okay.
I'll come with you.
Yeah, that's a
Normal.
extreme.
Okay. Yeah. You find the track. You find the trail. There's a well-worn path, and you're just thinking thinking in your head as you're tracking this. This same animal would have to pass along the same path at the outskirts every single day at exactly the same time, down to the second. You continue along, and you get away from everyone else, and eventually you come to a culvert. It dead ends at a small culvert pipe leading under the road. The woods are deafened by the hum of the excavation, multiple generators, trees are devoid of animal life, even birds and squirrels. You can smell the culvert before you can see it. There's a stench of rotten sickness. If you go inside, do you want to go inside?
No.
Okay. Up to you.
I'm not going where a dog is. Could bite me.
turn on my flashlight and I look down
I
the pipe.
stand behind her.
You can go in. There's piles of animal bones, possums, raccoons, squirrels, small mammals. Every type can be found torn apart, piled high, and left to rot for years. It looks like there's something in the back there.
I didn't really know that dog that well.
You did.
Oh, that's what you're getting. It's been 16 years or whatever.
Yeah, there was something
been
weird
15
about
years,
that
yeah.
dog.
It's probably dead. I mean,
It's probably not the same dog.
so yeah, I think you should go in first.
I don't even know about this dog. So
I'm way older than you. You're young. You're young and spry. My back is.
it's okay. I'll give you a back rub once we're done. Here, I'll take your jacket.
Really weird. Don't take my jacket.
I hold your jacket.
Why are you holding
Go
my?
ahead.
No,
Don't worry, your jacket's
that's
gonna be nice and clean. Don't
that's
worry.
my jacket. I need to wear that. I'm not gonna get fucking bit. I don't have any sanity.
You guys are playing grab ass in front of the cold. Everyone else is like
Weekends.
crying and finding bodies of children.
All right, give me my fucking jacket.
All right, how about we go in at the same time?
That's a cold? I assume.
Yeah.
I don't know.
One out of one. Yeah, can't do. You can both go in like single file.
Can I have? I look around for like a big stick or something that I can.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Give me my jacket back.
All right, you
I
can
put
have your
my
jacket,
jacket on.
so,
It's
yeah.
very thick leather. Very thick. Very, very thick. I go in.
Yeah, you go in. As
Right behind you with a flashlight and my gun.
you go in, as you were going in, you remember in the briefing Pizzarella gave you when that state trooper came and found Carrie Houghton, a dog dug up a body and started the whole excavation of all these children. But yeah, you go in to the culvert and get an opening, and you can see this dog laying there, hidden in awkward ancient misery amongst the bones. Who knows dogs well? I don't think either of you are dog people.
I'm a cat person.
Yeah.
Is that a skill or
No, it's not.
okay.
Character.
No.
Well, I mean, I knew dog wasn't a skill. But
Yeah. Anyway, I think anyone would be able to tell. It looks like from its skull and muscle shape, the animal is a male Rottweiler. The little fur it has left has gone white with age. The rest fallen off in clumps as the skin beneath was eaten by sarcoptic mange. One eye drips a crusty line of pus and blood. It's probably riddled with worms, ticks, fleas, and every other parasite imaginable. Both hips are swollen from dysplasia, each barely holding up the animal's gaunt frame. 3 teeth are left in the thing's rotted jaw, and the stink of it has weight. As you come near to it, the diseased Rottweiler stands up and limps towards you, Toby.
Do I recognize it?
It's really old, but it lies down at your feet, lets out a sigh, and then dies. And you can see it has a collar on.
What's the collar say?
It's a worn leather collar, bites into the flesh of the dog's neck. It reveals the dog's name is Mr. Throb.
Ah, Mr. Throb, what a good dog. Okay, glad he didn't bite me.
And he just died at your feet.
He lived a good life.
If you have any knowledge of dogs, let's say you do.
Okay.
The average lifespan of a Rottweiler is 9 years. If he had been born a newborn pup on that day in 2001 instead of a full-grown guard dog that he was, he would still be the oldest Rottweiler in history.
Mm.
Looking through the bones, make a forensics roll.
Oh, we're good. Let's see. Forensics.
Success.
I got a hard.
Yeah, you see these bones, and using your forensics powers, I guess,
You look real close.
you recognize that all the animals came to the culvert under their own power and were not dragged here from a successful hunt. Each was torn apart and eaten by the dog while still alive. Make a sanity roll for that. Lose 1 if you fail, lose 0 if you succeed. Back to Adam Morgan, we'll stop there. Vasquez comes over and talks to you. So, how did it go?
It was brutal. I think she was alive for most of it. Maybe she had a cardiac event beforehand, but
At least a good deal of it. She was wakeful.
it seems personal.
I agree.
Someone did not like this woman.
I agree. Would you like to take a look at the footage?
Yeah,
Yes.
Right. I'll show you that way. And she starts to take you that way. And as you guys are going that way, make an alertness roll. But you already did make the alertness roll. What'd you get?
I rolled
I
a
failed.
1.
You notice. You don't notice. Adam, you notice.
You rolled a 1? Bless.
As you guys are walking, out of the corner of your eye, you notice there's a drone flying overhead and videotaping the crime scene and everything that's happened here. And we'll stop there.
Okay.
Shoot.
Okay, I'm gonna underline Kim's son who so I can bring that
I'm
up.
gonna write
He was
down.
cleared.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, your character
You'll
doesn't
have
have
to
to.
I don't know that, yeah.
Yeah. There's some cross-examination we
I have to
probably should
pee
do.
so bad.
Oh no.
I've been holding.
Oh no.
Guess what Camel did downstairs?
I bet she peed.
Yeah.
She's getting confused kinda lately. Last night I started barking and she was just staring at the wall barking, and I came up here and I settled her down and she got settled, and then at work earlier today someone walked by and was staring at her, and then the intercom went off and she was like it's like, Camel. But she does seem to be getting a little like oldie. She shows some oldish behaviors.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Big old dog.
I also think the cold weather isn't helping.
And she's all cooped up right
And
now.
she can't. She used to hold it for so long, and now she's like, every 3 hours I gotta get outside, otherwise I'll piss in the basement.
You watch me.
You watch me.
Right here.
And we're not mad at her. She does the whole thing.
It's warming up though, at least.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Not for long, I assume.
So we got a bunch of deviants.
Probably on that.
Ruffians. Yeah.
And then still some supernatural animal angle that has not fleshed out yet. That both seems helpful but also harmful at different times. It's tried to kill us a couple of times, and then also seems to help.
If only you had a talking cat.
If only, yeah. Hey, maybe Mr. Pickles is actually gonna go someplace